guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here, and the UK tabloids are at it again. Actually, just one tabloid this time, the Daily Mail. A recent article slating some Spanish destinations, calling them vulgar and tacky, and encouraging people not to visit, has really caused a stir this last week. So much so that it's enraged the local people, and the Spanish papers have hit back. First of all, let's have a look at the article in question, written by so-called, or more likely self-titled, popular culture expert Nick Eady. He writes of where you should not go on holiday if you want to avoid looking tacky, and Benidorm is one of the destinations he names. In fact, he goes on that Benidorm holds the title. This infamous destination still holds onto the crown for the tackiest destination in Europe. Over the last 30 years, it's fair to say that the resort has earned a bit of a cheap and tacky reputation. But in truth, Benidorm is a huge economic success which attracts millions of thrifty tourists annually. You can spend your holidays as cheaply and cheerfully as you wish. It may be cliched, but if it's sun and sangria you're looking for, then Benidorm has it by the bucket load. I have to say, when you look at the other destinations on the list that he names, in my opinion, I think it's quite an honour and feel quite proud we're up there sharing the print with these places. Places like Bali, Santorini, Miami, Paris, and even another Spanish city, Seville. When you hear these places mentioned, tacky and vulgar certainly isn't the first thing that springs to my mind. Has this guy even visited these places himself? Now, I'm not going to deny that there isn't an element of tackiness to some parts of Benidorm, but it is concentrated in certain areas. The areas that the Brits frequent the most, actually. I mean, for many, that is the exact reason they visit. Cheap booze and good old fry-ups are offered in almost every bar decorated with Union Jacks on the Calle Girona, also called the Strip. There is also a vulgar side to Benidorm, mainly brought about by the stag and hens that choose here because of the fantastic party scene. Again, it's concentrated in a small area. Rodeo bulls, pole dancers and mankinis. Yes, you will likely see all of that if you have a night out around the Strip and the Square. But what this guy Nick is missing is that this is just a small part of a massive resort. The Strip and the Square are a tiny area when you look at the size of Benidorm. And all the other areas offer something different. Just because Benidorm has all of that, that doesn't mean it's all it has. Benidorm has definitely upped its game in recent years. The closure time during the pandemic was spent very well, with many hotels, bars and even some entire areas getting redeveloped and given a new lease of life a million miles away from the tackiness that Benidorm in the 90s oozed. If Nick Eady has been to Benidorm recently, it sounds like he hasn't set foot away from the British area to look at everything else Benidorm has to offer. It's a very small-minded view. We see similar comments on our videos when we show off the Brits enjoying themselves. Some recent comments from viewers include, "What an embarrassment to the UK," and "Explained, that's why I avoid this place." What we also see is that these viewers who make such comments never watch the videos we make showing off the other sides of Benidorm. It doesn't reinforce their narrow-minded attitudes, so they don't want to know. Now that's embarrassing, but they're the ones who are missing out, I suppose. So what has been the response of the Spanish to this recent article? After all, the Spanish people themselves love Benidorm even more than the Brits do. Do they come here for fry-ups and rodeo bull rides? Well, no, not many do. Aside from workers, you don't see many Spanish people out and about in the new town of Benidorm at all. Yet millions of Spanish nationals choose Benidorm as their holiday destination year after year. So if the tacky stuff is all that Benidorm is about, then why do they come? They come because it has so much more to offer than that, a point which Nick Eady sadly missed with his recent article. For a so-called culture expert, he doesn't know much about the Spanish culture, does he? Here's what the ABC wrote in response to the Daily Mail article. The label of vulgar destination, also with the crown of champion that the Daily Mail has given to Benidorm, has surprised the tourism sector, which has reacted by dismantling cliches in a reasoned way. In Benidorm, there is much more than drunk Brits, fortunately, just like in British society. The reply from Miguel Angel Sortillos, president of the National and Regional Associations of Tourist Apartments, is also corroborated by the hospitality industry. Drunken tourism is the minimum part. We are a destination for the whole year and for all types of visitors. Families, friends, seniors, athletes, and people are seeing it, adds Alex Fragtini, director of the Abreca Restaurant Association. Both also show their strangeness because the Daily Mail compares the Alicante destination of the Costa Blanca with others that are difficult to criticise. They also don't like Seville and some international capitals like Paris, says Sortillos, also in line with Frattini. I think that if they put you together and compare you with Mykonos, Miami, Las Vegas, I like it, because the truth is that these are all very different places from one another, but very touristy and some of the most recognised destinations in the world. They went on. In any case, for the hospitality representative, it seems evident that the author of the news in this British newspaper has not come to Benidorm for a long time. He would have to do so, and upon seeing it in mid situ, he would realise that it cannot be reduced to this. What you said, people have a good time. What do you mean by vulgar? More than anything, it was a sensationalist headline so that the news was read. But he also put Seville, which is a very cultural and representative place in Spain. In short, the great image change that has been in the works for a long time now dispels the prejudice which was limiting before. Some people summarised that it was only a tourism destination for drunkenness and grandparents. That stigma is now dissolving as people begin to open their eyes and see Benidorm for everything it has. As I always like to say, there is something for everybody here, no matter what you're into. Regarding the varied leisure that has nothing to do with alcohol consumption, the president of the Tourist Apartments Association details that you can practice road and mountain biking, hiking and trekking, getaways, water sports of all kinds, diving and snorkeling in an underwater nature reserve. Also, there are helicopter flights, you can ride horses, rent boats with and without a skipper, jet skis, tours of emblematic high-rise buildings, and there are theme parks. It's recognised as a gay-friendly destination, as well as gastronomy from economic menace to select restaurants, with half a dozen culinary events of the Hospitality Association throughout the year. Tapas Week, spoon days, rice bake and cocktail competitions to start. In other areas, Sortillos highlights that visitors have 3 small local museums: the archaeological remains in the castle, the Roman ruins in the Poniente area which are being musealised, and inland natural sites just 20 minutes away by car. There are more than 100 kilometres of bike paths and 3 large urban parks. I'll add to that list the incredible viewpoints like the Cross and the Mirador, 5 stunning beaches, zoos, water parks, golf courses, and numerous more family-friendly activities like go-karts, paintball, games arcades, fun fair, cinema. The list just goes on and on and on. If you can't enjoy yourself in Benidorm, I don't think you can enjoy yourself anywhere. What are your thoughts, guys? Let us know in the comments what you think about the original article and the comeback from the ABC. And for our viewers who are also Benidorm enthusiasts, let us know what it is about the resort that you love so much and what keeps you coming back time and time again. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it has opened the eyes for some of you with that misconception about Benidorm. I always say the hardest part is getting people here for the first time. Once people break through that mental barrier and give Benidorm a chance, they more than likely return time and time again. I've met hundreds of first-timers this past couple of years who have visited because they saw the other sides of Benidorm through our videos, and I haven't met one who hasn't enjoyed it. I hope to see some more of you soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. It's totally free to subscribe, and we've also added links in the description for you to check out some other videos we've done on the other sides of Benidorm. Click that beer mug in the corner and get subscribed, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.